Today is New Year's Eve 2017. 2017 is almost over. We're going into the new year. I cannot believe how quickly it's went. I know that a lot of people do not look particularly fondly back on 2017, but for me it was one of the best years of my life for many, many different reasons. It was absolutely tremendous. Should be fun. I scrub up well. I'm going to start having to unbutton myself here. This is nuts. This is like a thick tartan plaid shirt. And I'd like to talk about the year from my perspective with you in a little minute. It was great, like I accomplished so much, I met so many incredible people, I went to so many incredible places. Before I get into that, I want to read first verse of Auld Lang Syne from Robert Burns, that famous Scottish poet and that famous Scottish poem and song that you guys are likely to hear and sing around the world tonight at midnight. I think it would be rude not to. I mean, I'm not in Scotland at the moment, but for me, New Year's Eve, wherever I've been in the world, whether it's been the Edinburgh Hogmanay party or whether it has been in London, everybody gets together to sing this famous Scottish poem, Auld Lang Syne by Robbie Burns. I just wanted to do a wee bit of a reading for you because I'm not going to get a chance here in Brazil to actually sing Auld Lang Syne tonight, so this will be my chance to do it. And this will be my way of saying a really great Happy New Year to everybody watching this video and who have watched my vlogs over the last year. Should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne, my Jo, for Auld Lang Syne. We'll tak a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. That Robbie Burns poem, which is obviously also a song that we sing at New Year's Eve at midnight, 3 minutes before midnight and up to 2 minutes after, is tremendous. It makes you kind of think about the old times, reminisce, makes you happy to think of the good things that happened. It makes you sad to think of the people who are no longer here with you. For me, it's just like a kind of perfect way to see it in the new year. Now for me this year, I am in Brazil at New Year. We have a family member here in Brazil that's very, very close to our heart who is not that well in hospital, so we have decided this year to spend New Year's in hospital with that person. I mean, we're kind of party animals to be honest, me and my wife, but family comes first, this is more important, so this will be one of the first years we've ever spent not particularly doing anything that exciting, but I will be thinking of all of you guys, wherever you are tonight. I just really wanted to make this video to say thanks so much for everything and Happy New Year. I hope 2017 was a great year for you and I hope 2018 is even better. And what can I say? For me, it's going to be difficult to top it in 2018. I know I will, but 2017 was absolutely incredible. I had such a good year. And I don't know, it was partly the people that I met, it was partly the places that I went, it was partly the things that I managed to accomplish. Early in the year, in February I think it was, first of all I went to Berlin, myself and Tekka. We met our Brazilian friends there and we had a really great time. We toured Europe, we went from Berlin to Amsterdam and then from Amsterdam to London. When I was in London I got this really odd tweet that I couldn't quite put my finger on at the time. It was from the US Embassy, the official US Embassy account in London, saying, Shaun, we would love to speak to you as soon as possible here in London. And I was thinking, what the hell have I done to get the interest of the US Embassy? I don't know if you guys know this, but the US Embassy in London is a scary building. It's a place you'd never particularly want to be summoned to. But as it turned out, it was only positive news. When I got there, they were basically saying they liked my videos and what I do on YouTube and they wanted to invite me on a trip to the United States of America with a bunch of other UK-based bloggers and vloggers, and I was delighted. I'd never been to America before, this would have been my first ever trip. And I was so excited. And I went through the interview process and I managed to get myself on the trip. I got my US special visa and it was all set for the summer. Before that trip happened, I also went to Venice with my mum, dad, brother and Tekka. I'd never been to Venice before either. It was a really great trip to see that city. So that was a cool trip, but I was really focused on the trip to the USA with the US Embassy. And like, where can I start about that trip? I've got the whole series of that whole trip up on my YouTube channel. I think that trip to America and the people that I met on that trip will be a formative moment in my career when I look back. I think that was a turning point when everything started to get better. And of course we met some awesome people in America based around the US Embassy trip. We went to some awesome places, Washington DC, Baltimore, Florida and Dallas, Texas. But for me, the biggest thing on that trip was the people I met, the other UK based influencers who were on the trip with me.
I don't think Granny's prayers are going to work here.
It would be doing an injustice to give individual shoutouts because everyone on that trip was individually amazing in their own rights. There are at least 3 people who were on that trip with me who taught me lessons just about how to live life that I will take with me forever. And I really do not want to understate the importance of those people that I met on that trip. They know who they are. I'm going to link all of them down below in this post, but they changed my life forever and they inspire me so much with the work that they are doing. Just incredible people. Like, and I realised that I am kind of the same age as those guys and I work in a similar industry and I can achieve just as much as they are, and they inspired me and pushed me on to do that. So that whole trip was basically about that. Turning point in my life, absolutely. My first trip to America because of the people I met and who came on the trip with me. It was so amazing. I don't really know if it was mindset or what, but after that trip, everything started to go well. At the start of last year, I set myself a goal on YouTube. I wanted to get to 30,000 subscribers by my 30th birthday, which, by the way, was a big task because I'd only had 10,000 and I had been doing YouTube for like 2 years already. But as I say, after that trip, I just had this renewed sense of confidence and self-worth, and thanks to the help of all you guys watching, I managed to achieve it. 30,000 subscribers way before my 30th birthday, and like, I couldn't believe I'd done it, but it was a kind of validation to myself that I could actually achieve some kind of decent goals on YouTube, and it just made me so happy to do that. Yeah, I guess that was another massive point of my year, hitting the age of 30. That is a tough milestone to take. Like, I feel like I'm getting really old now, but I know I'm not. I know the best times are yet to come. But anyway, we went some more travels this year. Another very important trip for me was to New York City. I always wanted to go to New York City, and I was so delighted to be able to go there. Myself and Tekka, we went with all of our Brazilian friends again, and we stayed in Brooklyn, which was really good fun, and just had such a blast. I love that city. I always wanted to go there, and I kind of feel like I want to go back and spend some more proper time. Not just in New York, but all of America. I think North America is a place where I would like to explore further. But let's see what happens on that front. We also went to Portugal, another country that I absolutely love. Spent a lot of time there, but I mustn't do a disservice to the one country that basically did the biggest thing for me this year. The one country which is probably closest to my heart and which meant the most for me this year, as always, is Scotland. Like, I did a lot of amazing travels in Scotland, but what I feel even more proud about and more happy about is the fact that I introduced Scotland to a lot of people this year. Through these videos and also doing personal tours with a lot of people who came to Scotland who had never been before, I just take a real deep sense of pride of showing off my country and parts that people should see but probably don't get to see unless they have someone local actually showing them. So that was a big part of my year, is actually showing off Scotland. As I say, on these YouTube videos, when I'm in Scotland, it's such a big part and character of the videos that I make. Scotland is the country of stories, poems, and nowadays modern media. It is a star. Obviously, Outlander was such a huge part of my year as well. Thanks mostly to the Scottish connection. I got intrigued by the story, learned a lot about real life Scottish history, and was able to convey those stories back towards you guys, the audience, on a topic that I find fascinating, on a story that I think has basically changed my perspective of Scotland. Scotland, Outlander, the Scottish landscape, the Scottish cities, Scottish people. It's always number one for me. I'm Scottish, it's my country, and Auld Lang Syne. I'm really happy to be sharing more about Scotland with the world. Our travels did not really finish there. We also went to Iceland, which is probably my favourite country in all of the world to go as a tourist. I absolutely love Iceland. I am so inspired by the Icelandic nature and landscape. It is absolutely out of this world. As a video creator, as a filmmaker, as a photographer, or a writer, or whatever it is you are, go to Iceland and you will be inspired. I'm constantly inspired every time I go there. I've been to Iceland 5 times now. I am in love with that place. It is the most spectacular, beautiful place you will ever see in your life. And we got to see the aurora so many times. The aurora, the natural hot springs, the volcanic landscape, the ocean. Iceland is just sensational, especially in the winter. And I was lucky enough to spend time there with my family. And obviously my Scottish family, they have been amazing this year as well. It's always great to be part of everything they get up to, their wild adventures. I think part of my adventurous side comes from them, really. Their encouragement to be abnormal. Their encouragement and permission to be abnormal. Like, not to go down the conventional routes, which I have never ever done. Although I might have been tempted down conventional routes in the past and have sampled them. Through their encouragement, I've never really felt that that's where I belong. I belong in the unconventional, interesting side of things. And I've got a lot to thank to my family for that, really. But yeah, to end the year, we are here in Brazil. As I say, we are here because a family member is poorly in hospital at the moment. Everything's fine, so don't worry about it. But at the same time, I would very much appreciate any of your good thoughts you could send this way. For all the people who might be struggling with whatever illness or whatever else they have in their going on in their life right now, let's just send some good vibes and good thoughts for the end of this year. Just lastly, before I go, I just need to say thank you so much to every single one of you guys who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, watched me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and all the social media platforms that I'm on. Like, that connection I've made with you guys is actually probably one of the main highlights of my year so far. Like, I feel I've built a really good relationship with all of you guys, really close and personal, and the conversations that we have has just been so valuable, and it's teaching me a lot about myself and about relationships in general, people from different cultures and places around the world. And I think, you know what, my life is a lot richer and a lot better and a lot more pure since I've kind of built that relationship with you guys on the YouTube channel, on Facebook, all the rest of it. I genuinely believe that it has made me a better person. So thank you so much for being a part of that journey. Thank you so much for being a part of this year's journey for me. What is to come this year? A lot of big, exciting things in 2018. I've got so much planned. You guys will always be at the front and center of that. I can't wait to get stuck right in. I'll be in Brazil for the next month, and then probably not again. I will be back to Europe, and a lot more exciting things planned coming up really soon. So yeah, Happy New Year. I hope you have a great night celebrating wherever you are in the world. I hope 2018 is really good to you. And really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everything. That's all I've got to say. I hope you have a great night and a great year, and I will speak to you again really soon with some more vlogs. Take care, guys.